Guys, a little less than 2 weeks away. A little less than 2 weeks away, and we got TLC. Can you believe? Actually, I'm ready for the final pay-per-view of 2020 to be over with. I'm ready for this pay-per-view to be over with. I'm ready for Royal Rumble season to start, and then WrestleMania season to be on its way. I'm ready for it. TLC usually is just a pay-per-view that we just kind of buy our time, wrestling fans, through December. And you know, guys, quite frankly, WWE does have a lot of things going on Raw. The Fiend versus Randy Orton. We got Riddle, or Matt Riddle, possibly becoming tag team with Jeff Hardy. We got Drew McIntyre and AJ Styles, the Hurt Business, and the New Day. All that plus so much more. We're gonna go over all of it right here today, wrestling fans. Before we do, become a subscriber. Hit the subscribe button. Leave me a like and a comment down below. Make sure you share this video. It's all appreciated. Helps out the channel. Now, wrestling fans, let's dive into Monday Night Raw. First things first. Randy Orton and the Fiend Bray Wyatt. You know, last night on Raw, we were supposed to get Randy Orton going into the Firefly Funhouse. That was the original plan. Randy Orton inviting himself to go into the Firefly Funhouse. Instead, we get a promo back and forth at the opening of Raw between Bray Wyatt playing games in the Firefly Funhouse and Randy Orton in the middle of the ring. Now, you know, I'm a fan of Bray Wyatt, you know, cutting promos in the Firefly Funhouse and things of that nature. And I'm a fan of Randy Orton. Most of the time, I'm a fan of Randy Orton when he's the sadistic, psychotic heel. But it would have been great to have seen Randy Orton invade the Firefly Funhouse last night on Raw, instead of seeing Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton in the main event in a one-on-one matchup. Maybe instead of seeing the one-on-one match, we could have seen Randy Orton invade the Firefly Funhouse. That would have been great. That would have been awesome to see. Now, whether Randy Orton won that brawl or not, that remains to be seen. Still, that would have been something a little bit different. We haven't really seen that before. I think we've only seen that once in the Firefly Funhouse. Okay, so seeing it again, hey, why not? Okay, after all, I mean, they did show a clip, and I remember watching it. I remember watching it when it actually happened. Randy Orton invading Sister Abigail's house out in the swamp, burning it down on the way to WrestleMania 33 when Randy Orton beat Bray Wyatt, which a lot of people was very upset about because Bray Wyatt really didn't have that. Bray Wyatt didn't have really any type of WWE championship reign at that time. So a lot of people were upset about it. But Randy Orton did do that. So if he did that, why couldn't he invade the Firefly Funhouse? Should have did that last night. I did like how the show ended. It was typical Fiend fashion and Bray Wyatt fashion. But I liked how the show ended. Now, wrestling fans, let's move on to Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, and The Miz. Can we have The Miz please just go ahead and cash in? Can we please stop all this waiting? TLC, because I'm sure Drew McIntyre is going to be victorious. As much as I would love to see AJ Styles new WWE champion again, it's not going to happen. So Drew McIntyre victorious. Have The Miz cash in and become the new WWE champion, at least for a month. Or carry it until right up until WrestleMania, something like that. Get the Money in the Bank briefcase off of him. It's doing nothing. It's doing nothing, and honestly, it's making the Money in the Bank briefcase is putting The Miz and John Morrison in the main event, but it's making the WWE Championship rivalry even more of a second-class rivalry. I mean, the first thing that's making a second-class rivalry is the fact that Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton are just doing that good on Monday Night Raw, along with Alexa Bliss throwing in stuff. But the Money in the Bank briefcase, it's not adding anything to it. Okay, wrestling fans, from my perspective, I'm not seeing anything intriguing about the Money in the Bank briefcase being added to it. Y'all let me know what you're thinking about it in the comments below. TLC, okay, the 2-on-3 handicap matchup didn't do anything for me last night. TLC, either AJ Styles victorious or The Miz cash in and become the WWE champion for a little bit until Drew McIntyre can take it off of him or something of that nature. Probably until Elimination Chamber, okay? Do something, okay, with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Now, let's dive into and discuss the Women's Tag Team Championship rivalry, the matchup that's going to happen at TLC. We have Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler taking on Asuka and Lana. Honestly, you know what? I see the days numbered for Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, okay, as Women's Tag Team Champions. Now, you know what? A lot of people would say, well, who cares? It's just the Women's Tag Team Championship, and quite frankly, no one cares about those tag titles. Okay, good point. Look, of everything that's been going on as of late, I see Lana getting her first taste of championship gold in the WWE. And she's getting it by being associated with Asuka. It's as simple as that. They're getting some lucky wins right now. And after being picked on and put through tables and all this stuff, and after some of the things that we learned through that Chronicle thing that they put on WWE Network, it wouldn't surprise me a bit if they ripped the titles off of Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. But a lot of people, it's not going to care anyway, so it's just what I see. This past Monday, last night, we saw Asuka pick up the victory. Now, wrestling fans, let's discuss the Hurt Business and the New Day. Well, first of all, I think it's time for a New Day to drop those tag team titles. I'm not saying I'm a huge MVP, Bobby Lashley fan or anything of that nature, but wouldn't it be great to see Cedric Alexander hold something besides Cruiserweight Championship? That's the only title he ever held. And wouldn't it be great to see Shelton Benjamin hold a championship title again? Put a strap around him again. And you know what? As far as MVP is concerned, since how he has his own stable, the Hurt Business, make it even more dominant by becoming 2 championships in that group. U.S. and tag team. Sounds good to me. Now, speaking of United States Championship in that, we have Bobby Lashley, or Almighty Cringely, taking on Jeff Hardy last night. And what do we have? We have Bro Matt Riddle, who is down there showing his support for Jeff Hardy. Going around giving bro nuts to everybody. Donuts. And he wants to be Jeff Hardy's tag team partner. And quite frankly, last night, Jeff Hardy lost, and then Matt Riddle got into the ring and got shoved into Jeff Hardy by Bobby Lashley. So this is not over with. It's either they're going to become a tag team, or Matt Riddle is going to be the one to take the title off of Bobby Lashley. One of those two things, wrestling fans. Now, if Matt Riddle takes the title off of Bobby Lashley, wouldn't bother me a bit. Would not bother me one bit. But y'all let me know what you're thinking about that in the comments below. Now, as far as the rest of the show is concerned, not a lot happened. Okay? Not a lot happened at all on Monday Night Raw. Those were the main topics that happened. Just not a lot else happened on Raw last night. That is worth discussing, that will lead into TLC, which is really the one thing that we need to worry about right now. There's nothing else for us to really discuss here about Monday Night Raw last night. Guys, hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, leave me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel today. Amongst everything else I mentioned at the beginning of this review. And until I see you again, this is Webby. I'll catch all of you on the other side. Talk to you later.